We are on our way to Liberty Bell, which is something that Josh wanted to see because he basically studied it, and he did an internship here in the Lincoln Museum, but that's not here, that's in another city, that's in Springfield, Illinois. And anyway, we just had our cheesesteak, which you can see in another video, and we're now just walking through the streets of Philadelphia, which is a very interesting experience. I did not think I would like the US as much, mostly because, you know, like, you don't get the best kind of, and I don't know, like, the best impressions from it when you follow the news. But actually it feels quite European. Like, you've got these bars and you've got old buildings, people can sit outside, people are very friendly, people are so nice, and it has humbled me a bit in my judgment of the US of A, to be fair. So this is a bit where we have to be. Oh, that's a Mr. Whippy, or a Mr. Softy as they call it.
Horror film looking ice cream.
Yeah.
That's all it needs to be.
Okay, I'm sorry if the last couple of like videos were incredibly bad quality, but it looks like I just had to wipe my lens. But it is like where I think you have to be. So we basically like wandered into the Bourse in Philly, which is Bourse means stock exchange in French. And it's like a massive food court. It's beautiful because it has like the old features with the new ones. It's like very industrial. But it's gorgeous. So one of the things that we noticed that was very popular here in the US is Korean food. Like, I'm very sweaty. But like everywhere we turn, you can see Korean restaurants, kimbap, like I'm pronouncing it wrong, shops. Like, yeah, it's incredible. Like, we're not going to eat Korean because obviously like there is an abundance of Korean food in Kathmandu. But yeah, there's just like a shitload of Korean food. Weirdly, I never expected that. Okay, we're just making a little detour to Ben Franklin's grave because we've got an hour before we have to be at the Liberty Bell. And boy, is it toasty! It is so warm. Like, I thought, oh, we're gonna go up a bit more north, so it's gonna be cooler. And nope. So we had a train ride of about 2 hours from DC to Philly. And in Belgium, that means you go from from Limburg, which is warm, to Ostend by the sea, which is very windy and quite cool. But here there's just no difference, to be fair. Like, it's just the same. Josh.
Hello.
Are we there yet? I feel like we're rotisserie chicken. So, apparently the graves are selling cold water for $1. I think it's smart. This is actually really cool, as in, it's not hot here, not as hot here, but it is also cool. We got some of that $1 cold water that they were advertising, then screwed us in.
So the flags are signatories of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Why are the stars on the flags round like the European Union?
Because there were only 13 states when they declared independence, and that's what their flag looked like, because there are only 13 stars.
And why is there, because that's like a 52 star, like so you have the stars there, and those flags which are obviously like 13 stars, but then this one has a lot more stars. So who is this? Charles is it from the Civil War? Oh, so okay. What is the War of 1812? Because I've seen actually quite a lot of the War of 1812 from Virginia, I think it was.
That was the war between England and...
Yeah, George is like the Civil War.
It's a war between England and America in 1812.
Okay. Josh studied all of this. I have no idea. I'm a heathen. My interests were more like medieval stuff, so. Okay, so all the flags were signature, so that they signed the Declaration of Independence.
So, yeah.
And then Francis Hopkinson, signer of the Declaration of Independence. Patriot, jurist, essayist, and churchman. So everyone from the Continental Congress signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, plus other people.
Plus other
basically,
people.
yeah. But yeah, they were representatives for the 13 colonies.
Gerald J. Connolly Jr. Seaman, soldier, and safecracker. Oh my god, that is really cool. I want to have that on my tombstone. Safecracker. I mean, it's very beautiful here. I would recommend just coming here. Just you know, it's nice to kind of pay entrance to something like this because you know that your entrance is directly contributing to, you know, the upkeep of a place like this, which is historically very important. Okay, so we found Ben Franklin's grave, and I'm trying not to step on all the pennies here. But it's a bit like a wishing well, I guess. Like in Europe, throwing pennies at someone is not very nice, but I guess it has a very different connotation in the US.
It's like a wishing well.
Yeah. I guess if you don't want to pay to get in, you can just come to this fence here and see the grave. But yeah, so Josh, why is Ben Franklin your favourite founding father?
Oh, he's super interesting. He was like a scientist and a politician and a philosopher, and he was very well travelled. There's like very interesting stories worth looking up about.
Okay.
It's like a womanizer as well.
Is that why you like him?
No.
Because he was a womanizer.
But he did a lot with electricity, and
Like a
he invented bifocals, as you might know from The Office.
We are in, so there was kind of like a... Oh, I need to get my breath for a second. So we had to wait in the sun for a bit, and then we had to go through a gate and have all our bags checked, which is something we're used to. At least they're here a bit nicer than they were in DC, because in DC they were incredibly rude, to be fair. This is gorgeous. This is really nice, guys. It's beautiful, actually. Okay, so you basically come in, and depending on when you are due to have your tour, you need to go there, where all the tours kind of get together. We're about 10 minutes early. Josh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just really hot.
You look sweaty.
Yeah, I know.
I look very sweaty as well, to be fair. It's incredibly hot. Yeah, there's no other way to describe it. We're currently waiting for our tour. So it is said to be like half an hour early, but take that with a grain of salt, and just be here like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes early. Tour is free, I think. Josh said he had a look at everything. Book it online. About the next 15 minutes. A-okay. Luckily, it's a lot colder inside than it is outside, so I'm not feeling like free chicken anymore.
It is a 2-decade-long project. So even when it does complete in the early 1750s, it is a colonial Pennsylvania government in the British Empire. And you will not find a single soul anywhere here talking the word independence, because everyone is super excited to be part of this awesome British Empire.
We are in luck because the sun has gone a bit. I did hear of quite a large storm coming our way, so let's hope that is when we sleep and not when we have to go for lunch. But I think we're now going back to the hotel. Anyway, that was the Independence Hall. Josh, can you explain real quick again what that was about? You being a historian.
Yeah, so it's where the Declaration of Independence was written and signed, and also where the Constitution of the US was created and
do you want to go
signed.
have a look at the Liberty Bell?
If we can see it through the window, because I don't want to queue
Oh yeah, true.
necessarily to see it, but
yeah, that's fine. Go
we
see
can
it.
go and
Okay, yeah. So
I think if we go over there, you'll only see it through the window.
So
I can't tell you much about the Liberty Bell though.
no, but about why did the US go independent from the UK?
It's quite a complicated story, but basically Britain and France had a huge war in the 1750s called the 7 Years' War,
Yeah.
which happened in like all over the world, but in North America as well.
Yeah.
And Britain basically had to impose taxes after that war to pay for the defense of the Americas.
Yeah.
And people here were annoyed that that they didn't get representation for their tax money. Basically, they didn't have people in Parliament.
Which I get.
So
To be
yeah,
fair.
that's probably the most basic reason.
Okay, so as mentioned before, I'm now back on the way to the hotel because I think we kind of need a shower. We're so sweaty. And then we're gonna go for dinner. And then tomorrow we're going to New York. So depending on what we're gonna do tonight, you might get another video about Philly, and otherwise I'm gonna see you guys in New York. See ya! Don't forget to like and subscribe, and the 2nd of August I'll be back in Nepal. So yeah, hopefully then I can start making videos about Nepal again, but you're gonna have a bit of US videos from now on.